Hi everyone, this is Tracy from We Craft at Home, and I think it's about time we had a go at doing memory books on canvas. I've seen a few of the dies and they're great, but there's not much out there to do it on canvas, so I wanted to give it a go. So this is what I've come up with, and I'm going to show you how I've done it. I'll move that lot over. I'm going to start with the spine. Believe it or not, that was the most difficult part. So we need a rectangle. And then we need lots of lines. I'm going to start at the top, so we need the path tool. We're going to click right at the top and count the squares down to 6. So click, hold shift, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we know it's about there. You double click, let go of shift, and then we are going to start duplicating. That's 2. Get them both, duplicate, that's 4. Get them and duplicate, that's 8. Get them and duplicate, that's 16, and then we just need another 2. So let's just pick that one and duplicate it twice. I think that would be easier. So now we've got 18 lines. We're going to grab them all, and we want to send them to the top so they're all on the same length. And then instead of distribute evenly, we're going to come down here, and we want, because we want ½ inch between it, you can move it like this, up and down. It goes in 1/4 inches anyway, and we want ½ inch. And then you just click horizontally, and it does it at ½ inch intervals, which of course is perfect. So now we're going to change them to a dotted line. I like this one in particular because it doesn't break the paper. I think sometimes the bigger lines can make the paper rip. So I always use this one spaced far apart because it's the best one to use. Then I'm going to group it. I've used my keypad, Control G, or you can do Layer and Group, although obviously mine's already grouped so it won't show up. So that's that. Now we want a rectangle so that there is a box that cuts around all of it, and we know we need it 6 inches long. I'm just going to go up so we can see the sizes, but what we need, this one should be 8.5 inches, I think. Yeah, 8.5 inches. So we know we need this one to have ½ inch each side, so that makes 9.5 inches. So we're just going to change this to 9.5. It goes a little bit too big, so I'm just going to use the arrow keys to go down to 6. And then you're going to grab them both and align centrally and through the middle, and then group them as well. And that's it, that's your spine done. So we'll put that to the side. The next thing we're going to do is this piece, and I'll bring it out so that you can see how we get this shape. You can see it coming together. So believe it or not, we need a triangle, and it's not the pointed one or the really curved one, it's the one in the middle, and just a plain circle, unless you want it to have the shape around it that they have. The triangle I want to turn 90 degrees, so go to angle, put in 90. We need it that way, and I am going to spread it out just a little bit. I don't want it too pointy. And then I want 2 circles, one each side, so I'm going to duplicate a circle and put one each side. Back from the point, we want that point to be out. And then I am going to grab all 3 and make sure they are distributed evenly, so it's the same each side. And then if you hold shift and click on the triangle, because we don't want that, we're then going to align down the middle so the circles are the same point each side. Now before you click off, we want to duplicate. And them ones we are going to make a little bit smaller. Then you can click off, and we want one at the top and one at the bottom. And before we go any further, I'm just going to bring it a bit down so it's all on the mat. Okay, so as you can see, it does fall back a little bit. Now this point, it depends if you want just a slight curve or if you want it to go much further in and come out, in which case you do the circle far apart. You see the difference? Okay, I think I'd like it about there. That goes in a bit more. And then we're going to do the same that we've done before. Grab them all and make sure they are distributed evenly. And then we are going to hold the shift down and click on the big circles and the triangle. And then we are going to do that. Okay, and now we are going to select all and weld. Now I didn't get my square. We need a square. And we know that the square, we want it to be 6 inches because that's the size we're doing the book. So we've got 6 inches, and then we're going to add this, which also needs to be 6 inches, which obviously it's nowhere near at the minute. So we're going to change that to 6, and then we are going to put it in and make sure that it's aligned through the centre. And then we're going to weld it. So as you can see, it's a similar shape. These ones are more forward than that one, but it's a similar shape. And then it's up to you what you want to do. If you want it to have more curves, add more circles that are a bit smaller. If you want to add more of the points in, you just add them in between, whatever you want to do. Now we need a score line. Now the back of this, see this part, let's show you on here. I've got a score line in already. So this part is going to be for the spine. And then this part is going to hold the front of the book, the cover. So if we pull this over to the grey line, we know the grey line is the 0. If you go to the X and the Y, I'm just a little bit out, so I'll just have to, I'm going to use my arrow keys, and now it's on 0. So we know it's exactly 0. Now the spine is obviously not going to be this big. It's going to go, so there's a flat piece, and then a bit that goes up and down, and them two are going to stick together. And then another flat piece, then up and down, and so on. So the spine actually works out to be 3.5 inches, because I cut it out and I checked it was all fine. So 3.5 inches. So we need path tool, and we know 1, 2, 3. It's going to be about there. Click, hold shift, go down to the bottom, double click, and then it will tell you where it is. Oh, look at that, I've got it spot on, 3.5. So you can move it with your, it's easier to move with your arrow keys because it's really hard to grab it when it's just a line. So then we'll change it to our dashed line. So now we've grouped that. So then you need to do another one. So you layer, duplicate, but it needs to go in the other direction. So we are going to flip it horizontally. So we've got one going each way. So what happens is this bit is where we're going to stick the spine, and this bit. So this bit will stick onto the back, and this piece will stick onto the front. It will become clearer once I'm over at the craft table showing you. So then we want this bit next. Now this is going to be the front and back cover, and I've got this shape down the bottom in the weird shapes. It's just here, and all I've done was flipped it because we want it that way round. It doesn't really matter, but we want it that way round, and we want it again at 6 inches. And this is where you decide. So it will stick there like that. You've got this bit coming out, so you can do some layers on there, or what I've done, I'll show you where I got the tag from as well. I've done just a little tag that will go nicely on top. That says my memories. You could have, I don't know, special memories or family memories. You know, whatever you want to write on there, if you want memories on there even. But that I also got down here, and there it is. So for that, what I done, I wanted it a little bit narrower, I remember that. Now the memories part I got from here. There it is. So I'll take that out and I'll show you. First of all, we have to make a frame out of this. So, offset, we want it at about 20. Outward. Okay. Now, because we've done outward, what we need to do is click on it and send it to the back. And once we've done that, we can pick both of them up and subtract. You'll see that blue line will go. And when you click in the middle, there's nothing there. So we now have a frame. We're going to pick this up, make it so that it'll fit into the frame. Probably be easier if we zoom in. So we're just going to go down a little bit until you don't want the small letters in there, you just want the larger outside. So I'm just trying to, just a tiny bit there, and then if you pick them both up and weld, and I'll colour it again just to show you. Let's pick a different colour. And there you go. And then when you're adding your own letters, whatever it may be, like I said, I've had my, you're going to do almost the same thing. You're going to offset whatever letters you use and then send it to the back and subtract before you add to the weld. Otherwise it will totally weld the letters in. So you need to subtract them away so that there's a space there. Put whatever word you want. This could probably come a bit lower, to be honest. Display, zoom to that size. Now the front cover. I thought what might be nice is a bit of trellis or something similar. So I've done some trellis cards a few weeks ago, and I thought if I bring them out, we'll probably be able to use that to put on the front of what, if you want to put it on the binding or on the front of this. Let's get this one because it's more, I mean obviously we need to size it down. but I just thought it would look nice as a pattern. Or you can do a bit of your own trellis and do the pattern going round, or some swirls that cut out, any kind of any of the borders. Actually, the borders would look amazing. Let's have a look at that. I'll tell you why it's not going to work, because it will cut out just this zigzag whole shape. You won't get the effect of the chain, so that's no good. There's a lovely one brought over from canvas from the machine. I do have a video on how to do that if you wanted to look. Now that might look nice. Let's flip this one so we're doing the bottom. And then one at 90 degrees. Yeah, so something like that might be pretty. It cut out, and then you can put another colour behind it just to pick it up. If you do that and subtract, there we go. Send that to the back. Let's see if it will subtract 2. Sometimes it doesn't like subtract it more than 1, so... Oh, there we go. And then you could just do some colour behind it, whether it be glittery or whatever. And then you'll have that over it. Come on. We'll bring that to the front, because that's where it will be. So it'll be like that. You can do something like that, or like I said, do a bit of trellis in the middle, or, well, really, whatever you'd like to do. That's where the decoration comes in. This is just the main part of the memory book to start with. Obviously, we're going to have to do a few for the different things you can do inside, but we'll start off with this, and then I'll do a few more on other stuff. So, the pages. The pages is the next thing. So what we'll do, we'll go back and get a normal shape again. So like I said, it's down here. We're going to flip it. Let's make this 6 inches. And then we will offset it. I think 28, maybe 24. Yeah, that's about right, because you don't want any of the pages coming over. So what size does that make it? 5.5 roughly. So that's what, yeah, and then you need 2 pages for each part of the spine. I've done it so that there are 6 parts to the spine. If you want it to be bigger, you just keep adding it on, and you would join it by this separate strip on each end. But we'll go over to the craft table and I'll show you how I put it all together. Okay, so I'm at the craft table. I've cut my bits out. I've gone with it's a shimmer, but it's a grey with red underneath. I've already stuck that layer together. I've already folded spine, and all I've got to do now is stick it together. So it kind of goes, you're going to go valley, mountain, valley, valley, mountain, valley, valley, mountain, like that. And then if you turn them over, all you're going to do is stick these bits together. Don't need to stick both sides. So you're just going to hold it together while it sticks. I'm going to use glue because I feel like that's stronger than tape really. I prefer wet glue to tape. I know you've got to hold it a bit longer, but I feel like the hold is better. Last one. So I've just stuck all the ones that went down, and that is what you're left with. So it looks, that one came unstuck. It looks like that. There we go. Okay, and then that is where these two come in. See where I am. And you're going to stick these two together. Well, I'll tell you what, first of all, make sure we've focused that right. There we go. So that is the spine. So let's stick that on there first. So you want it up to the fold line. There we go. And then this side is going to go over the top the other way. Has come a little bit out, as you can see, but it's not quite another ½ inch. So I think it might be better to leave it as it is. I'll see how messy it looks afterwards. But I think it might be better that way you haven't got a bit coming right up to the end and getting caught. It stops there. So we could cover it if you wanted, but I'll be honest, we're now going to glue here. As you can see, the pattern I chose was the trellis that was in the round card, but it was kind of an oval shape. And I'd done these, but as you can see, there's a few mistakes on them that aren't so good. It was a pretty thick card, and I'm wondering if it's because of that. So make sure you've got both ends right. That's the front. And there's the back. So there is the base of your book. Now you could make this bit a bit smaller if you like, by bringing the score forward and taking off some of the cut at the back. if you don't like it. You can do it just on the edge if you like. And now it's your choice of page. Now I've got a bit stuck here because I've got quite a lot of this grey card which I love, and I thought, well, I've done it at the front, which is why I've done the spine that colour, because I thought I might do the pages that colour. So what you're doing is you are getting 2 sheets for each part of the spine, and you're sticking them together over the spine like that to make your page. And then on each page you're going to build up your little whether it be an envelope or an exploding box or the twist and pop type things that they're doing everywhere at the minute. I'm going to do a few videos on that because obviously it takes a long time to do all of them, so I have to do it in parts. But so this is the main part. You do your pages. We've done the cut for the page on the Scan and Cut, so all you really have to do is decide what colour you want to do it, and I'm still deciding. So you'll see in the next memory book video when we go to do the first page and what pattern we want to do on there. I would also decorate to your heart's content, pearls, gems, whatever, bit of ribbon, nice bit of twine, whatever you want to do for the front. Oh, I did do this as well, and that will go there. But I think I might change the words because they're not very clear. So I think I might take them off the tag and just do the words on their own on a mat. That's my sentiment anyway. So that's for 6 pages. If you want to do a wider book with say 12 or 9 pages, then all you do is do another spine and stick this bit to this bit so that it carries on, and that's all you do to make more spine. If you want the book to be 6 inches tall but 10 inches wide, you just cut it to 6 inches and then add the extra to be 10 inches wide. You can do it as wide as you like, or just grow everything to 8 by 8. But that's the start anyway, the memory book with the pages, and then we will move on in another video. Okay, thanks for watching, bye for now.